morning. So I decided that today I'm going to do a bit of an impromptu 24-hour readathon, although it probably won't actually be 24 hours because I do want to sleep. The main reason I'm doing this is today I have my infusion. So if you don't know, I have Crohn's disease, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. Quite literally, because what Crohn's disease is, if you don't know, is an autoimmune disease that affects the whole digestive system, especially the stuff kind of stomach and below. Too much information probably, but today I've got my infusion for that, so that means spending a few hours at the hospital just doing nothing, pretty much sitting there with a drip in my arm. I'll try and get some footage just so you can see what it's like. But as well as that, another TMI, it's also that time of the month, and it's a pretty rainy, stormy day here in Auckland, hence why the lighting is terrible, although that's also because it's 7 in the morning, which is very early for me at the moment since I'm not working, but I managed to get up. Anyway, everything's kind of combined to the point where I know I'm not going to do anything productive today, so I decided I'd just spend the day reading. So, what am I going to read? Firstly, I need to drive to the hospital. So there's a hospital like 5 minutes from me, but they decided they're too busy to do my kind of infusions. So instead I have to drive to a hospital like half an hour across town, which is a little bit annoying, but at least I can listen to my audiobook on the way. So I've just started this morning listening to Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi. I'm only about half an hour in, so I can't say much about it yet, but hopefully by the time I get back home I will have listened to a decent amount of it. Also, yesterday I did start Rebel of the Sands by Elwyn Hamilton. I think I'm about 62 pages in, so I'm going to take this to my infusion. That means I'll have about 3 hours of reading time, so I should be able to get some decent amount through that, and then I'll try and finish that when I get back. And then I think I'm just after that going to focus on like graphic novels and manga and just try and get all the easy reads of the month done. So I've got my 3 volumes of Death Note to read. I've got 2 volumes of I Hate Fairyland and my Lock and Key one. I'm excited to read all of those. It'd be nice just to have a day of easy reading. Anyway, I do need to get going, but I'll catch up later. So I am here at the hospital. I did think while I was driving over here that it actually looked like it was clearing up, but now that I'm here, it is all rainy and I don't really want to get out of the car. I have read about an hour and a half of Emergency Contact. I'm a bit sad because the main character, Penny, is quite dislikable. I think it's because she's just very judgmental of everyone, including herself. And there's some things I can relate to, or at least I know that when I was her age, maybe there were some things I had in common with her, but where I am now, I do like the male main character much more, so there's still hope. It's okay. Other than that, I was just thinking that I'm not sure in my intro whether I was really like grateful enough for my infusion, like even though it's kind of a poison and kind of horrible, that I need to get it in order to stay alive. Like it does help me stay alive. Like when I was really sick with Crohn's, that was some not good times, and luckily my infusion really helps me to live the life I want to live. So it's the few hours every 6 weeks is like nothing for what it gives me. Anyway, I guess I better go brave the rain. I think maybe it's calming down again a little bit. We'll see. Okay, I think I see people waiting for my pack, so I might hurry up. But quick update, my infusion is complete. I forgot to check actually. I put my book back in my bag, but I think I didn't get that far. I got up to page 140. I don't know, part of it is that I just don't feel that into it, and I can't quite put my finger on why. I feel like I'm just not really connecting with the character, and also I don't feel like the plot has much forward momentum, but you know, I'm only halfway, not even halfway, so I'm still giving it a chance. There are parts of it that I really like. I do like the hint of like these different mythical creatures, so fingers crossed there'll be more of them coming up. Anyway, right now I am going to go to the library. Actually, I need to drive like half an hour again back across town, back to where I live. Then I'm going to stop by the library and pick up some books that are waiting for me. I don't really have time to read any more library books at the moment, but they're there. I keep putting too many things on hold. So I will pick up those books, and while I'm driving back, of course, I will listen again to Emergency Contact. Well, today is not a nice day at all. I am quite wet now, even though I had an umbrella and my hoodie, but it was so rainy. Anyway, I picked up my books from the library, so I managed to get Descender, which I've seen quite a few people talking about, so I'll probably try and pick that up today, to be honest. I've also got My Hero Academia, because I decided I wanted to try and pick up some more first volumes of some different manga. Lots of people talk about this, although I think normally the anime, but I thought I'd pick up the manga. Anyway, and then, so that I could maybe also read today. And then I also have Reasons to Stay Alive by Matt Haig. This I don't really know much about, except I saw a few people talking about it in the idea that maybe it would be helpful for dealing with depression, and I kind of wanted to read it, maybe not necessarily for myself, but maybe to know whether it would be worth recommending to other people. So actually looking at it, it doesn't look like it's that hard because it's quite small and the writing's quite big. So maybe I will have time to read that this month, hopefully, because then it'll be due back at the library. Other than that, I think right now I'm actually just going to go and have a bath. Since I'm wet anyway, I might as well be wet and warm. And while I'm in there, I'll try and make some more progress on Rebel of the Sands, although I might just end up browsing Twitter and playing Animal Crossing. But I will try to read some of this. Look, it goes quite good with my hair, doesn't it? Not bad. Okay, so I have had a bath, and also like it seems to have stopped raining. The sun is coming out, so everything's much better. Oh, this book I have read, I'm up to 176, so like halfway properly now. I think that my problem with this is not this, I think it's me. I'm just really struggling to focus. Like I like a lot of what's happening in this, but I keep being like, wait, what's happening? So I'm gonna like give my brain a break and instead focus on some I Hate Fairyland for a little while, because I think that'll be a bit easier and more fun. But just quickly, just checked in my door because I heard a weird noise, and it's a package from Book Depository. I think I know what it is. So I thought, why not open it on camera? So we'll do that, kind of on camera. I'm very lucky that these didn't get wet in the rain. The courier did stick it outside, so this is what I thought it was gonna be. I have ordered quite a few things from Book Depository at the moment, so I wasn't sure. But this is the collector's editions of A Darker Shade of Magic and A Gathering of Shadows. The reason why I got these is because they're about to just release the collector's edition of A Conjuring of Light. That's the one that I don't have here. and that edition has the backstory. Oh, I'm really struggling with explaining this. That edition has the backstory of Cal in it, which I was super excited. So I decided to pre-order that, and then I thought, well, there's no point having this collector's edition of the third book in the series. So I bought the first 2 books in the series, and they're going to look beautiful on my shelves. I don't have many hardcovers, especially pretty ones. I do really like this series, so I'm glad that I've got that. Yes. Anyway, I think I'm going to go read some I Hate Fairyland and just relax. Okay, so what happened since I last talked to you? I had a nap. That was the first thing I did. And then I did read some more I Hate Fairyland. So firstly, volume 2, to be honest, I felt like it was a little bit directionless, and I didn't like it as much as volume 1. However, volume 3 redeemed itself. I really liked volume 3. I thought it had quite a clear direction, and I liked what happened, and I'm excited about the ending. So that's kind of the opposite of what I heard. So you shouldn't always listen to what you hear, because your own preferences could be different. So I'll be excited to talk to some of you about I Hate Fairyland. Also, I think now what I'm going to do is I really need to tidy my house. I'm not really sure how, but somehow, despite hardly doing anything over the last 2 days, my house has just gotten to be a mess. And it's mainly just like that I left stuff everywhere, and I need to pick it up and put it in the right place. I don't know, sometimes I'm just not good at that. Anyway, while I do that, I think what I might do is listen to some of Emergency Contact. So I'm actually more excited to get back into this than Rebel of the Sands, which is weird because I don't normally like contemporary as much as I like fantasy. So I'm going to listen to some of this while I do some cleaning, and then I might just read the next volume of Death Note, and then we'll see what time it is, because it's like 7 o'clock already. And it's still rainy and Yakul outside. I don't know how late I actually want to stay up reading. We'll try and last for a little while. I still, even though I had a nap, I still feel a bit tired. So we will see. This lighting, I think, makes me look even more tired. Terrible. Seriously, half the light bulbs in my lounge have blown. That is really quite useless. I should probably replace them. I think they blew ages ago. I have all sorts of skin problems. Please ignore them. Anyway, I've listened to about 3 hours of Emergency Contact now. It's actually, they've only just got to the part where they do the whole Emergency Contact bit, and that didn't go down at all how I thought it would. But I'm still enjoying it. Sometimes they do seem to go on a lot, so I'm a bit worried that there's not going to be much plot. Other than that, I did also read the second volume of Death Note. I'm really loving it. I was sending my brother some messages about my different theories, which I'm sure are completely wrong. I'm really loving this series, so I need to read some more of that. However, I'm not going to read more now. It's like 9 o'clock-ish, so what I'm going to do is read some more of this. I'm a bit worried it's going to put me to sleep, but I really was hoping to make more progress on this today than I have, so at least I'm gonna just like spend an hour reading this and see if I can like really get into it and maybe focus a bit better than I have so far on it today. Okay, so it is the next day, slightly more together today than I was yesterday, my lazy day. So I thought I would just give you an update of where I got to yesterday. I think that for Rebel of the Sands, I fell asleep reading it last night. I think I got up to about page 270. I finally got into it, and as part of getting into it, I figured out what it is about it that wasn't working for me, and that is there just wasn't any magic. Like, it's a fantasy, but there wasn't much kind of fantastical stuff happening until I think about 200 and something. Finally some fantastical stuff happened, and I'm really into it, so I'm hoping there'll be more and more of that. I'll probably try and pick up the next book, because hopefully the next book will have even more of that fantastical element, because that's what I like in my fantasy, is fantasy. Who knew? So also yesterday Oh, so I've read a little bit more of this. I've nearly finished it. I'll finish it today for sure. I also read a volume of Death Note. I definitely need to read some more of this. I really enjoyed this volume. There's spoilers, but I'm really interested in that. And then I Hate Fairyland Volume 2, a bit of a disappointment, but Volume 3, I was into it. I'm a bit worried now because my library doesn't actually have Volume 4, and I want to read Volume 4, so I'm going to need to figure out how to get it. And I'm not that keen on buying it because graphic novel prices are like really up there. Anyway, I guess that's all. Did I mention emergency contact? So I think I got about 3 hours, which is probably about the same as last time I talked to you. 3 hours of emergency contact read. I've read a bit more again this morning while I was getting ready and stuff. I am enjoying it, but I'm also not really sure what the point is. I'm really hoping that by the end they're both going to learn some important lessons, but we'll see. Anyway, that's my reading day. I hope you enjoyed spending the day with me and seeing some stuff. And I guess I will see you again another time. Bye.